Welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas, a video series we created to help you get clear on what's really holding you back from the life that you want.
I'm Adelia Oborashade, one half of Reclaim the Retreat, a financial confidence coach, relocation specialist, and solo travel enthusiast.
I'm Ivana Robinson, the other half of Reclaim the Retreat. I am also a certified life and leadership coach who specializes in helping clients get what they want and give fewer fucks.
Okay, so who are we to be coming to you with this series? Why is this our business? I think we have experience in leading lives that we love, dream lives. I mean, I don't know how we want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both made what some might call pretty radical changes to our lives.
Yes.
To get to this point.
And so, we know a few things, and we thought we'd share them with you to help you get what you want. Things really started changing early 2014 for me. And after that, it was just one decision after another, radically changing my life. I often refer to it as blowing up my life because the life I had on the other side of that did not resemble the life I began with. I'm very big on not staying in places, spaces, or with people who don't make you feel good, that keep you from being your happiest, most fulfilled self. And so that's what I started to do in 2014. I didn't move abroad until 2016. So it's not necessarily the moving abroad thing. I started blowing up my life long before that. And here I am 10 years later, almost 11 years later, with what I believe is an incredible life, one I do not have to take a vacation from.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah.
I do have to say. What's my story? I guess I started travel, moving abroad was always a part of my life. But in 2020, I took this really big trip and had this big epiphany that, as Adelia said, I should not have a life that I need to take a vacation from. I deserve to feel just as happy on vacation as I do, or just as happy in my everyday life as I do on vacation. And so I went home from that trip and I quit my job. The world kind of shut down the week after that, so that kind of changed my plans, but eventually I went full force into becoming a life coach, and I came to Mexico City, which is where I wanted to live for at least 5 years at that point. So, I'm all about 10 out of 10 days, and that we all deserve to have them. And what is it going to take for you to have more of those 10 out of 10 moments on your way to having more 10 out of 10 days?
Yeah. And so what's funny, interesting, is we were very much on separate paths, doing our own thing, but kind of arriving at the same place. And then, was it 2023? It was actually probably 2022 when we created Reclaim the Retreat.
I guess technically, yes. It was the
Technically.
end of 2022. And Reclaim the Retreat, it is a retreat that features coaching, culture, and community. And so we host experiences where women and femmes get to come together and meet other women and femmes who are trying to make changes in their life, who are seeking lives that they enjoy, that are fulfilling. And we get to actually connect with other people in other communities who are also trying to reclaim some aspect of their own lives, reputations, stories.
So the theme that continues through all of this is women, femmes, having the life that they want, that they enjoy, that they don't need a break from. And so the retreat kind of seemed like the obvious next iteration of that work, because we were kind of doing that work separately.
Yes.
The retreat brings us together, and the last few years we've hosted some events focused around trying to get that life. Last year and the year before.
Yes, we did vision board parties, which I think is very common this time of year to be reflecting and making plans for your future. But this year we wanted to do things a little bit different.
Yeah, so here we are with the 12 Days of Christmas. And so let's talk about our theme for these 12 days.
Yes, so 12 Days of Christmas, our theme is 1 year from now, which means 1 year from now, if your life was more fulfilling, what would be different? And this is a question that we pose to all of our retreat attendees, because it is a working retreat, so you're doing that. But it's a question that we ask because it is really important to know what is the thing that you are seeking, what is so different, right, from the life that you are living now, if anything, that in comparison to the life that you want, so that you can figure out what is the best way for you to get there, because that is not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing over these 12 days, is really kind of digging in and reflecting on the lives we have, the lives we want.
It takes examining your life as it is to figure out what is it that I really want and how do I get that? And maybe I already have that and I just need to be a little more grateful for what it is. I have a different way of seeing it. It's not about necessarily blowing up your lives in the way that Adelia and I maybe did, but just taking the time to spend that time with yourself. And so over the next, 11 days at this point, you will get a short, casual conversation between friends.
Not to quote an old white man, but I think it was Socrates that said, a life unexamined is a life not worth living. I don't know. But
they killed that white man, so clearly he was saying something they didn't like. So
but I think we get so busy, particularly this time of year, with all of our social and familial obligations. We wanted to create a space and a place where you could do that kind of reflection with our help.
Yes. And so we are here to give you permission to figure out what you want, to go for something that is real, and really dive deep to understand what are those underlying desires that maybe you don't even know that you have hidden away from yourself, between society and family and just our own self-judgment. It can be really hard sometimes to know where you stand on certain things.
And so we've given you permission, and so now it's your turn to give yourself permission to do something different, to want something different.
Yes.
To even take the time to do this reflection. Like, it's okay if you prioritize yourself first to do this.
Yes. Fulfilling. What do we mean when we say fulfilling?
Okay, because the question is, if your life was more fulfilling a year from now,
yes,
what would be different? How do we define fulfilling? I have to start with the official definition. Maybe that's the teacher in me.
I was going to say that is the teacher in you.
So making someone satisfied or happy because of fully developing their character, their abilities. Okay, so one thing I don't like about this definition, making someone satisfied, because I think particularly for women, when they think about their best life, a life that fulfills them, the focus is often on doing things for others.
Yes.
And I don't like that part of this definition, because it reinforces that idea that you have to be making someone else satisfied to be fulfilled. I don't like that.
Yeah. I guess I don't read it that way.
Okay.
I don't think you're wrong, but I guess I read the making someone as in like someone in a thing. Not that I am making someone, like I could be the someone. And it's not that someone else is making me, but I think it's making a person satisfied or happy because of who they are. Those characteristics that they're talking about. And I think, I'm out here on vibes. And so when I think about being fulfilled, it is very much about me and the things that I want for myself. I'm obviously coming at this from a very different perspective. I do not have children. I am unpartnered. Like, that's not the things that I be doing. So it's very easy for me to center myself in in a lot of ways. But yes, I think being fulfilled is to me tied to a certain level of like contentment. Not to say that you are not continuing to grow or to seek things out for yourself, but like in this moment, I am taken care of. I have the things that I want, not even just necessarily the things that I need. And I am like emotionally, I don't know, together.
I like the word content because that is often how I describe this part of my life. Previously, before I made those big changes, it was always something, and it was never anything good. If you talk to me and you ask me how I was doing, how I was feeling, how stuff was going, it was always, well, and I've, in my opinion, I have a fulfilling life now. And for me, that means I am content. I am happy. There is not anything, not material thing necessarily, but I don't want for anything. Like this, I'm great. This is it. So I like that word, contentment.
Yeah. What about happiness? I feel like we throw it around a lot.
We don't talk about it enough. Honestly, we don't center happiness. When I think about like all the stuff you're supposed to do and who you're supposed to be as an adult, like we throw the word happiness around, but we don't really examine, well, what is it going to take to make you happy?
Right.
And give value to that and give name to it.
I would also argue, particularly as women, as Black women, when we talk about happiness or the things that make us happy, it tends to once again be focused on other people. Like, I know I have asked my own mother, like, oh, are you happy? Or like, we've talked about it. And she's like, yes, my kids are great. So therefore I am happy. And I'm like, what? That ain't got nothing to do with you at this point.
That is a very common response when you talk to women. If it's not their kids, it's, my family.
Yeah.
My mama, my brothers, my nieces and nephews. They're good, so I'm good. And I am not trying to diminish that, because that may be an element of someone's happiness. But I don't think that's it. I don't think.
Yeah. Because, yes, I think, obviously we are here and we are about community. And I think being in community with others is a part of the human experience. So I get wanting the people in your life to also be happy. But the thing is that I don't think that other people can make you happy.
No.
I think we can be happy with other people. I think we can experience happiness, in our relationships, but ultimately your happiness is very contingent on you as an individual.
What is it?
And being able to center yourself.
I guess I'm just going to be full of ridiculous quotes. Isn't it that they say happiness is an inside job?
Yeah.
So, no, I think you put it perfectly. Other people cannot make you happy. And I think right now, there's probably somebody hearing this conversation who probably has never really taken a moment to think about what would make me happy. Well, first of all, am I happy? Am I really happy? Or am completely measuring my happiness based off of other people? And then really thinking about, well, what would make me happy? What does happiness mean to me?
Yeah. And I think it stems back to you, the individual, right? If you were to remove all of the relationships you have or the identities, right, of being a parent, a partner, a child, whatever, and it's just you, the individual, do you know who that person is and what makes them happy?
And if thinking about that immediately makes you uncomfortable,
there's some panic.
That's okay. That's okay. Because that's kind of the whole reason we're here having this conversation.
Yes.
Because we think a lot of folks have never contemplated that. And so that's what these videos are for.
Yeah. So over the next 11 days, you can expect to meet us here. Casual conversations between friends that are really intended to inspire curiosity, give you new ideas, and push you to question the status quo. So together, we're going to explore what that life might look like, when we're talking about that fulfilling life that we're considering.
And so to get the most out of these 12 videos, I think it's important to, first of all, be here. Watch the videos. We're here on YouTube. Go ahead. If you haven't, click subscribe. Turn on the notifications.
Yes.
That way you will know, hey, there's another video. This will show up in your feed so that you can actually be here, be present.
Yeah. So in the meantime, before we meet you here tomorrow, give some thought to that question. What, 1 year from now, if my life were more fulfilling, what would be different? Whether you are a journaler, you want to write some stuff down, maybe it's doing a little voice note for yourself. I know I love to just talk to myself out loud. It's a thing I do. So whatever works for you in terms of just exploring.
But yeah, spend some time with that question. If you feel so inclined and you want to share in the comments, you are free to do that.
We want to know.
Yeah,
but
don't feel pressured. But if it's on your heart, go ahead and do that. And so until the next video,
like, share, subscribe, and get on our mailing list.
Yes.
We will be hosting a couple of retreats in 2025, and so if that's something that you'd like to explore,
retreats and other events. So, to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the things that we are doing, get on the mailing list. There is also a link to join the mailing list in the description of this video. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If there is somebody you're like, girl, you need in on this, share this video with them.
Yeah, have them join you for these 12 days of greatness.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.